I don't know if we're World Series contenders. I think that'd be a bit of a stretch, but I think are we contenders for a playoff spot? Yes, we are. Um, our run differential is extremely good. We still got 100 games left in the season too, so we're 7 games out of a playoff spot. Uh, we're 7 games out of the division behind the Cubs. We're 5.5 out of a wild card spot behind Atlanta for the second wild card spot. Milwaukee currently has that first wild card spot. Um, and honestly, I just have a hard time believing that there's 5 teams that are just like that much better than us. I don't believe that at all. I think there's teams that are better than us, or could be, but over an entire 162 game season, I don't think that there's enough teams that are better than us. Um, but yeah, I mean, in order for that to happen, in order for us to be a playoff team, the bats need to just heat up, and I mean just get red hot like they were last summer between June and July. Um, we need Castillo to keep on rolling and just be that guy, that ace, dominates 6, 7, 8 innings every time out of just dominant baseball. And then we need everyone else in the rotation to just continue what they've done. And then we need to not overwork the bullpen. That is something that I've kind of been worried about recently. Is that if we continue to use the bullpen, they may be fatigued by you know, end of August, and then the entire September, blow a few games, or it's 3, 4 games, because they're just gassed, and there go your playoffs. 3, 4 games could be the difference between the playoffs and not. Every game matters, and then don't be all caught up in the trade rumors and just at the deadline. Just focus on playing. There's going to be a lot of people saying we should sell Puig, sell Roark, sell Dietrich, stuff like that. Sell Jeanette, and I don't see that as a reasonable idea. Now I'm not saying that if the right offer came, if we got offered, 2 top 100 prospects for Puig, that we shouldn't take that offer, because it's not necessarily just about this year. It's about long term, and we have options outside of Puig. We got Winker and Senzel, who are in the outfield every day, and that would also open up a spot for Dietrich. And then, there's still 100 games left. And as I already said, if we win, 60 of those games, as we get hot, which is more than capable, then we're an 88-74 team. That probably doesn't win the division, but I definitely believe that we could grab a wild card spot with that. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of how we roll. Upcoming now, we have the second of 3 tonight in the at the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park. It's 4:05 start, so it actually starts in a little over an hour. So I'm done here. I'm gonna go watch that game. Tanner Roark, it's coming off one of his more struggling outings of the year against his former team, the Washington Nationals. Hopefully, he can hit today. That'd be pretty cool if he hit another homer, but that's probably not gonna happen. So, but yeah, I mean, it's Tanner Roark versus Nick Pivetta. Roark has been solid all year, as advertised, and he neither. But the thing that's been shocking about him is his ERA is 3.47. I did not expect that coming into the year. And Pivetta has a 6.14 ERA over 6 starts this year. He's been doing really well as of late, though, so. But yeah, Pivetta is coming off a 6-inning shutout performance at the Los Angeles Dodgers, who the Dodgers, there's no doubt about it, have the best offense in the National League. I don't care. I'll argue with you about that. I have no problem admitting that. Reds have already played them 6 times this year. Their offense is legit. They stacked the box with lefties. And it always seems like the Dodgers, have tons of just power hitting lefties, just guys that can go opposite field. Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger, Max Muncy, Jock Peterson. It's just like all these power lefties, and just it wears out opposing lineups. Especially righties who have a hard time getting lefties out. It's gonna be game over. So yeah, I mean, honestly, some people said that last start that Pivetta had against the Dodgers was one of his best of his career. So we'll see. Hopefully the Reds can jump on him, get him early before he settles in. And then on Sunday, tomorrow at 1 o'clock is the finale. It's Sonny Gray versus Aaron Nola. It's kind of weird because Gray has a 3.54 ERA, but he's got a 2-5 record. And then Aaron Nola's got a 6-1 ERA, or 6-1 with a 4.63 ERA. So yeah, I mean, Nola's been rolling as of late until his last start, and then he got just absolutely completely knocked around in 5 1/3 innings. He gave up 6 runs um, against the Padres at Petco. Everyone was thinking, oh yeah, Aaron Nola, the Cy Young candidate, is coming back, but that's just not how it went down for him last time out. But yeah, after Gray came off, really settled down, really solid all year. I saw a lot of Yankees fan pages actually were going into my DMs on my Instagram page talking about how they quote unquote robbed us of a trade, or they robbed us, completely stole some of our prospects, for Gray's trash. I'm like, he's got a 3.54 ERA. What are you talking about? One of the most hitter-friendly ballparks in baseball. Okay, fellas. All right. And then the Reds are off on Monday, and then Tuesday they go to Cleveland, and that'll be a really, really good matchup. On Tuesday, as Castillo will be opposed by Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer last year has pitched really good against us. That was the game where, with 2 outs in the 9th inning, the top of the 9th, we had rallied back from like 3 runs down, and Votto hit the go-ahead 2-run homer, or not, hit the go-ahead 2-run double, bases clearing double. He's got 5 consecutive starts where people have said that he's just not looked good. Trevor Bauer, that we're talking about here. In 6 outings in May, he posted a 5.50 ERA. And then his first start in June, he allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, including 3 home runs through 8 frames against the Twins. He has struck out 103 batters, though. And yeah, he struck out 103 batters this year, so he's been pretty solid. He definitely strikes out a lot of guys, and he's got that sharp breaking ball too. But he's basically what's left of the Cleveland Indians rotation, because Kluber's hurt, Clevenger's hurt, Carrasco's hurt. So basically, he's about the only dominant starter they have left. But yeah, I mean, Castillo was really good last time out. Hopefully, he can carry that in to that game. Pitch really well for us. And then to wrap up the podcast today, we are going to talk about the finale against the Indians, which will be Zach Plesac versus Anthony DeSclafani. Plesac has got a 1.86 ERA. last time out, he allowed 2 runs on 6 hits through 7 innings and tossed a career high 111 pitches. Um, he's had a really, really hot start to the year. And then DeSclafani has limited experience versus Cleveland. He's got a 3.79 ERA in 3 starts, though. And although he's given up 3 home runs in 19 innings, he's also struck out 13. But the thing is, as we've talked about, DeSclafani, which that park, if he can keep the balls out of the gaps, power alleys, that ballpark's known for power alleys, especially in that right center power alley where the bullpens are. If he can keep the ball out of that right center gap, he should be pretty good all night, or all day, I should say. Daytime game at Cleveland, that'll be a fun one to watch. Hopefully we can pull a W out of that. Then the Reds are off on Thursday, and then the Rangers come to town Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which obviously I will have the Friday game for you, but the Saturday game next week I will not have, but I'll have it the week after that. But yeah, that'll wrap up the podcast for today. I'm once again extremely tired, but I came a lot more prepared with the material this time. Don't forget to follow me at Reds Bat Flip on Instagram. Again, that is at Reds Bat Flip. I used to be known as at Reds Illustrated, but I did not. But I changed because I joined a community, which I posted about actually, which is a great community. It's extremely fun to be a part of. Yeah, just check me out. Ask me questions in my DMs. Come and just talk baseball. It doesn't even have to be Reds baseball with me. I will talk any type of baseball. I love talking sports, especially baseball. It's the reason I did this podcast, because I love talking sports, especially Reds baseball. But yeah, I mean, if you just ever want to talk, just hit me up. Come talk. Anything. Just let's talk about sports, man. It's one of my passions is talking about sports. I want to do something with sports down the road in my life, whether that's a commentator, ESPN journalist. I'll do anything as long as it involves sports. So yeah. So thank you guys. Don't forget to go show at Baseball Podcast Net some love. That's the guy who runs this whole thing, as I'm sure you know if you're listening to this, but don't forget to, always show him some love too, because I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him. And until next Saturday, see you guys.